After forcing me into a divorce, my ex-wife got into a car accident while driving to see the one that got away. Lying in a coma, she was shocked to discover that her soul could only jump between me and her lover. So, I pretended I couldn't see her ghost. I let her watch her own company collapse, watch the man she loved treat her like garbage, and watch me, her ex-husband, find someone new. The night was silent, the dim room lit only by a warm wall sconce. My phone screen lit up periodically. I picked it up to see messages from my wife, Victoria Lane, and her true love, Justin Pierce. Victoria, Ethan, let's get a divorce. I can make some concessions regarding the assets. Justin, Vicky's skin is so soft, I can't keep my hands off her. Every time I tease her, just a little, she responds so passionately. Look at this. He followed it with a video. On a hotel bed, fingers interlaced, two bodies rolled around, the wet sounds of deep kissing piercingly loud. Justin flipped over to adjust his position, and what followed were Victoria's moans of pure ecstasy. I switched back to Victoria's chat window and replied, I'll sign tonight. We go to the courthouse tomorrow. Victoria arrived quickly, wearing a decorative choker around her neck, though it couldn't quite hide the glaring hickeys. I threw the divorce agreement at her and said flatly, sign it. All cash goes to me, the real estate goes to you. If you want the company shares, you pay me out in cash equivalent. She looked at the agreement, brows furrowed tight. Why is the split 70-30? I brought up the divorce, sure, but I didn't cheat, and I'm not at fault. You have to give me $20 million in cash, or no deal. I unlocked my phone, threw the video in her face, and said, You didn't cheat? You just happened to be rolling in the sheets with Justin Pierce. Sign the papers and get the hell out of here. Otherwise, I sue for a fault-based divorce. Send these videos and pictures to your parents, and let them see just how lively their daughter is outside the house. Seeing the video, Victoria's face instantly flushed red with rage. You filmed me secretly. If you're blind, go see a doctor. That's obviously filmed from the guy's perspective. If I filmed that, what, was I sleeping in the middle while you two went at it? I retorted, You possessive jerk, Victoria shouted, pointing a finger at me. But after calming herself down, she tried to placate me. Fine, I can sign. But you have to guarantee you'll delete those videos. No problem, I answered crisply, deleting the videos right in front of her face. Watching me delete the footage, Victoria calmed down. After signing the agreement, she added, Out of our 20 properties, 10 have her name on them. I'll leave one for you. After the divorce, just transfer the other 9 to my name. No need. God knows if you took Justin to roll around in those houses. Sign and get out. Don't stand there disgusting me. I said with disdain. I'll pack some luggage and leave. Victoria snapped. Don't bother. I pulled a suitcase out from under the table and kicked it toward her. Your stuff is all in there. Now get out. Seeing me so heartless, Victoria lost her temper too. She ripped the prayer beads off her wrist and threw them at me. Fine. Here, take this back. The string snapped from the force. Click-clack, the beads bounced across the floor before settling into silence. Much like our love, torn to shreds by her, leaving a mess on the ground. I looked at the beads on the floor. One was red, extremely eye-catching. I squatted down to pick it up, falling into a memory. These prayer beads were a token of our engagement, obtained together at the Serenity Peak Spiritual Center when Victoria was 21. The red one was rumored to be a wishing bead. The master told us back then that it was very powerful, but the wish was limited to one's beloved. I held it in my hand, thinking if I could make a wish, I truly wish I had never met Victoria Lane. Ethan, I'm sorry. I lost control of my emotions just now, Victoria said weakly. I shot her a glare and barked, Get out. Victoria dragged her luggage away. She arrived at the city clerk's office on time the next day, with Justin Pierce trailing behind her. Justin looked at me with a smug grin, his left hand reaching out to grab Victoria's waist. Victoria rolled her eyes at him, slapped his hand away, and said, Ethan, let's go inside. Despite being early, there was a long line for divorces. People are eager to get married, but surprisingly even more eager to get divorced. We waited half an hour before it was our turn. Forms filled, procedures done in one go. In less than 3 minutes, the divorce decree was stamped and finalized. Victoria looked at the papers, asking in surprise, Isn't there a 30-day cooling-off period? The clerk glanced at her. Cancelled. People complained. If there's no cooling-off period for marriage, why should there be one for divorce? So the state got rid of it. Victoria wanted to say more, but the clerk urged, All right, move along. Don't hold up the line. I walked out of the building first, Victoria following closely. She called out loudly, Ethan, can you give me the prayer beads back? I stopped. We were divorced. I didn't get why she was pretending to be sentimental. It was just a bead. If she wanted it, fine, otherwise it looked like I couldn't let go. I pulled out the red bead and handed it to her, only to hear her say, "Ethan, I wronged you. You can make a wish on the bead, and I will do my best to fulfill it." I scoffed and said directly, "I wish for you to walk out that door, get hit by a car, end up paralyzed from the neck down, lose your fortune, and wish you were dead." With that, I walked away without looking back, leaving her standing there in shock. Justin comforted her. "Vicky, ignore him. That's just impotent rage." Saying so, he snatched the bead and tossed it into Victoria's car. Back home, I told my assistant to liquidate my shares in Lane Properties immediately. Since the divorce gave me all the cash, Victoria didn't have the liquidity to buy my shares. Victoria and I were college classmates. We started flipping houses with our family savings, starting from the boroughs and moving into the city, buying low and selling high, eventually opening our own real estate firm. As the company expanded, we decided I would branch out to open a subsidiary targeting the high-end market, while she managed the main Lane Properties. It was during those years I was away that she hired her first love, Justin, into the company, eventually letting him replace me. On Victoria's end, after dropping Justin at the office, she planned to sell a few properties to raise spending money. While driving to the Hamptons' house, a large truck ahead of her was swaying, the driver either drunk or deliberately provoking her. "No class. Victoria cares." She swerved to pass on the left, but the truck also veered left. Trying to slam the brakes, Victoria's foot slipped, stomping violently on the accelerator instead. "Ah!" Amidst her scream, the sedan slammed into the truck, the A-pillar snapping like a twig. Victoria blacked out. She woke up floating in midair, looking down at a bed where I was sleeping, holding a young, beautiful woman. My phone rang. I picked it up impatiently. "Hello? Who is this calling so late?" An anxious voice came from the other end. "Hello, is this Mr. Cole? Your wife has been in a car accident and is in emergency resuscitation. Please come to the hospital to sign the papers." Hearing this, I jolted up. A matter of life and death required speed. But halfway through putting on my shirt, I suddenly remembered. "I just got divorced today." "What wife?" I yelled into the phone. "Scammer. I'm divorced. I don't have a wife." I hung up. "Ethan, why are you up?" Chloe Summer rubbed her sleepy eyes. I jumped back into bed, pulling her into a tight embrace, our bodies pressing together. Be gentle," Chloe gasped. Only then did Victoria realize what was happening. Did my soul leave my body after the crash? Watching me vigorously going at it with Chloe on the bed, she clawed at the air toward me. "Ethan Cole, you heartless bastard. We haven't even been divorced for a day, and you found a mistress. Get up, go to the hospital, and save me. You son of a bitch, do you hear me? I'm dying in the hospital, and you have the nerve to be doing piston motions here. Boo-hoo, I beg you, go to the hospital. We were married for years. How can you do this to me?" She started crying as she spoke, but whether she screamed or begged, I couldn't see or hear her. She was now a ghost. After crying for a while, she suddenly remembered her current boyfriend, Justin. The moment the thought occurred, her vision went black. When she opened her eyes, she was in Justin's apartment. The room was a mess. Socks and underwear littered the floor. On the bed, Justin was passed out like a dead pig, arms around two heavily made-up women. The phone rang. Justin picked it up impatiently. "Hello? Who is it? Is this Mr. Justin Pierce?" "Ms. Victoria Lane has been in a car accident and is being resuscitated. You are listed as her emergency contact. Can you come to the hospital?" the medical staff asked. "Okay, I'll be right there," Justin replied. He agreed verbally, but after hanging up, he lay back down, having zero intention of going out. Holding his phone, he actually called me. Chloe answered because my hands were busy holding her waist. "Hello, Ethan is busy. I'll have him call you back when he's done." "Oh," Chloe said. She hung up and tossed the phone aside, but Justin was like gum on a shoe, calling repeatedly. I got annoyed and answered it myself. "Hello, is there something wrong with your brain? Instead of visiting that wreck, Victoria, why do you keep calling me?" On the other end, Justin's angry voice came through. "Ethan, are you human? Vicky is in a car accident, dying in the hospital, and you're in the mood to play with women? Get to the hospital and take care of her, or you'll never see her again." I was speechless. I replied indifferently. "Are you stupid? I'm divorced. She's your woman now. Her car crash is none of my business. Stop calling me. My girlfriend might misunderstand." Victoria watched Justin arguing with me and cried out, "Justin, forget that heartless jerk. Go to the hospital and save me. Go." Unfortunately, she was a ghost. Justin couldn't see her either. Justin grabbed one of the women on the bed and spoke into the phone, Fine, you won't go? Then I won't go either. You're playing with women? Then I'll play too. With that, he started mimicking my piston motions. We entered a bizarre competition, shouts rising and falling on both ends, leaving Victoria dumbfounded. Stop doing that. I'm dying. Do you men have no conscience? Boo-hoo. Why is my life so bitter? Victoria broke down. About 5 minutes later, a scream came from the other end, followed by silence. I, however, had no intention of stopping. Victoria's soul flitted between my place and Justin's, screaming desperately, "Husband, go save me! Justin, go save me!" But we remained unmoved, doing our own thing until I finally tired out, holding Chloe as we lay in bed. From the phone came the sound of Justin snoring like a pig and a timid female voice. "Hey, big brother on the other line, you're so strong. Mind if I become another girlfriend?" Before I could speak, Chloe snatched the phone. "Get lost." She hung up, and we drifted into dreamland. When Justin woke up, an hour had passed. He suddenly remembered. Didn't someone tell him Victoria was being resuscitated? "Babe, is this okay? Sister Vicky treats you pretty well," Roxy said. Justin looked guilty for a second, but returned to normal instantly. "I did my best. I tried to persuade her husband, but he wouldn't budge. I can't help it." Roxy asked in surprise. "Can't you go to the hospital yourself?" "I want to, but going there means paying money. She has heavy injuries. If she died instantly, it'd be fine, just a one-time funeral cost. But if she doesn't die and stays in the ICU, do you know how much that costs? I've already given Vicky my love. Can't her husband give a little money?" Justin reasoned. Hearing this, Victoria, standing aside, felt a heartache beyond words. She clutched her chest, wailing miserably. "I abandoned my marriage and gave up my savings for you. And not only do you cheat on me, you refuse to save me? I hate you. I hate you. Justin, if you don't go, you can notify her parents. Sister Vicky is your cash cow. Without her giving you money, can you still support us?" Roxy added. Hearing this, Victoria suddenly thought, "My thoughts move my body instantly. If I think about myself in the hospital, can I teleport there?" She focused on her body in the hospital, but no matter what she thought of friends, parents, she stayed put. This confirmed it. She could only bounce between me and Justin, at least for now. Justin thought Roxy made sense, so he picked up his phone to call Victoria's parents. He searched for ages before realizing he didn't have their numbers. Forget it, back to sleep. Justin pulled Roxy under the covers. Early the next morning, my phone rang. It was Victoria's mother. "Hello, Mrs. Lane." Since the divorce, I called her Mrs. Lane, not Mom, to avoid any misunderstanding that I wanted to get back together. "Ethan, Victoria was in a car accident. She just got out of surgery. Won't you come see her?" Mrs. Lane sobbed. I was puzzled. So Victoria really crashed? But on second thought, it wasn't my business. "Mrs. Lane, Victoria and I are divorced. She said she found true love. It's inappropriate for me to visit." I wanted to hang up, but Mrs. Lane started crying. "Ethan, I beg you, please help us. The hospital procedures, the payments, the machines. We two old folks are clumsy. We can't figure it out." Hearing this, an image of two elderly people panicking over hospital kiosks appeared in my mind. Sigh. "Fine. Which hospital? I'll be there soon." I went soft in the end. Since there was no hope with Justin, Victoria's soul drifted back to me and followed me to the hospital. Looking at her own gruesome state on the hospital bed, Victoria felt a wave of grief. Her limbs were in casts, her body and face covered in abrasions. She lay motionless, looking like she was barely breathing, ready to expire at any moment. I should have sympathized, but I couldn't feel sad. I almost wanted to shout, "Karma is real." "Ethan, what happened between you and Victoria? Why divorce out of nowhere?" Mrs. Lane asked. Seeing her worried face, I didn't want to explain. "Mrs. Lane, don't worry about the younger generation's issues. I've hired a nurse. If you need anything, let the nurse handle it." I handed Mrs. Lane a card with $1 million on it. "Mrs. Lane, when I married Victoria, you didn't ask for a dowry. Ethan Cole, remember that kindness. There's $1 million in here. Use it. If you have trouble in the future, find me, but only if it has nothing to do with Victoria. I will have nothing to do with her until the day I die." I turned to leave, but Justin burst out from a corner. Carrying a fruit basket, he rushed to the bed, crying loudly, "Vicky, Vicky, oh Vicky, one day apart, and look at you. If you die, I won't live either. Boo-hoo." He postured as if to slam his head against the bed frame, but stopped right before impact. He glanced around, thinking, why isn't anyone stopping me? How do I end this scene? Victoria stood by, pointing at Justin and screaming, "You animal! Do it! Hit your head!" I gave you my heart and soul, and you treat me like this? I'll kill you. I'll kill you. But her ghostly punches passed right through him. Just as Justin awkwardly froze, a nurse entered. What are you yelling for? This is a hospital, not a fish market. Justin scratched his head, embarrassed. Sorry, seeing my fiancé hurt so badly, I lost control. The nurse rolled her eyes and took out a bead. The patient was clutching this when admitted. Which family member wants it? Justin recognized it as the prayer bead I gave Victoria. He pointed at me and cursed. I knew it. Your curse worked, didn't it? He turned to her parents. Mom, Dad, let me tell you. He gave this bead to Vicky and wished for her to get hit by a car. His curse put her in this state. He grabbed the bead, but suddenly a woman appeared before him, clawing and glaring. Her hair was messy, her face twisted, a vengeful ghost trying to tear him apart. Looking closer, the face was familiar. He looked at Victoria on the bed, then at the woman. Holy crap, a ghost. Don't come over. It was Ethan. Ethan hurt you. Justin screamed, clutching his head. Terrified, he ran toward me, dropping the bead at my feet as he cowered. I was surprised. Is this thing really that powerful? I picked up the bead to examine it. As soon as I held it, a sense of peace washed over me. I looked up. Holy crap, isn't that Victoria? Is that an out-of-body experience? Victoria was pointing at Justin, cursing, You animal. I gave you a job, paid your debts, even named you the beneficiary of my accident insurance. And you were screwing women while I was dying? You didn't even visit. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Witnessing the scene, I was shaken. I could actually see his soul. Sir, please calm down, the nurse shouted at Justin. Snapped back to reality. Justin calmed slightly. He looked around timidly and realized the ghost was gone. Was I hallucinating because I ejaculated too much lately and got weak? He thought. We all looked at him like he was an idiot. He gave an awkward laugh. Sorry, I was too overcome with grief. I had a hallucination. I watched Victoria beside him with interest. It seemed only I could see her. Connecting the dots with Justin's reaction, I was sure. Only holding the prayer bead allowed one to see Victoria's soul. So, I pretended not to see her and continued watching the show. You embezzled company funds, and I never said a word. Your brother's construction material company tried to supply substandard goods multiple times, and I turned a blind eye. I not only made you the beneficiary of my accident insurance, I even bought life insurance for you. You were set for life, but now, whether I wake up or not, you are never getting those policies. Hearing Victoria's rant, I suddenly had an idea. I said to Mrs. Lane, Victoria had a habit of buying insurance. I have her broker's number. You should ask if there's any compensation for her current state. Hearing this, Victoria stopped cursing and broke down. Boo-hoo, I was so stupid. The accident insurance beneficiary is Justin. I only bought medical insurance for Mom and Dad. By the way, Mrs. Lane, do you know where Victoria keeps her policies? Claims require the original documents. I added. Justin suddenly shoved me aside. Mom, Dad, tell me where the policies are. I'm your son-in-law. He and Vicky are divorced. Mrs. Lane shook off Justin's hand coldly. Who is this lunatic? I don't even know you. Victoria sneered. Keep dreaming. My policies are in the safe at the Riverview apartment. Forget finding the place. Even if you did, only I know the combination. I immediately chimed in. Forget it. She keeps important documents in a safe. Even if you find them, you won't know the code. Victoria interjected. My password is 891012. It's not anyone's birthday. You'd never guess it in a million years. She thought no one could hear her, unaware that I was just pretending to be deaf and blind. Getting the info I needed, I said goodbye to Mrs. Lane and left, while Victoria stayed behind, cursing Justin. Leaving the hospital, I immediately called my assistant. Lily, go to my Riverview apartment immediately and empty the safe. Code is 891,012. Lily was efficient as always. Getting the key from me, she retrieved everything. I looked at the haul. 2 insurance policies related to Justin, financial documents, and nearly 100 gold bars. What a piece of work. Hiding a private stash. I curse aloud. Then again, I had hidden plenty of gold from her too. Sigh, we really were two of a kind. I took the gold bars from my own safe, hid the insurance policies in a corner of my bookshelf, and took the investment receipts to the bank. The teller told me the products had tanked. What was worth 2 or 3 million was now worth a few $100. Good Lord. I couldn't keep such valuable items, so I returned the investment papers to Victoria's safe that night. Hey, Ethan, why are you walking alone so late? A female voice startled me. I turned around. It was Victoria floating there. She almost scared the soul out of me. I wondered, can her soul travel this far from her body? At the hospital, I thought she was tethered to her physical form. To avoid suspicion, I kept walking home. Once home, Chloe greeted me. We hugged, kissed, and had dinner. Victoria watched, furious. Ethan, were you two hooking up all along? How could you? After all our years together, you have a heart to abandon me? I fed a piece of pumpkin to Chloe, then kissed the corner of her mouth. I want to taste the pumpkin sauce and your lipstick. Oh, stop it. Chloe blushed. Our sweet interaction made Victoria explode with rage. Seeing her unable to do anything about it, I played it up even more. After eating at the table, I started eating Chloe on the table. For that hag Victoria, I resisted a beauty like you. That idiot actually divorced me for trash like Justin. Chloe held my hands, looking back at me. Isn't that good? When she kicks the bucket, we'll go do this on her tombstone. Watching Victoria clawing at the air, I sped up, laughing loudly. Victoria couldn't handle the mockery and teleported back to Justin. Justin was gross, but at least he was quick and short. He wouldn't go on forever like I did. The next morning, I received a notice from Victoria's assistant about an important board meeting. I attended as scheduled, finding Victoria's soul standing next to Justin. Recalling recent events, I had a theory. Can Victoria's soul only exist near me and Justin? Skeptical, I listened as Justin spoke first. I called everyone here to discuss something. I want to implement cost-cutting and efficiency measures for all Lane Properties projects. Shareholder Sarah Stone spoke up. How does Mr. Pierce plan to cut costs? Justin smiled. I want to replace all rebar in current construction with a more affordable, high-quality BX Super Steel. He displayed an image of BX Super Steel on the screen. Below was fine print. BX Super Steel is a project name. No one could read it. The image compared normal rebar to BX. It showed BX had a smaller diameter but claimed 30% higher strength. Sarah slammed the table. Justin, do you think we're idiots? This super steel is visibly thinner. Don't think I don't know this is your brother's scrap metal. Standing beside Justin, Victoria screamed, Justin, using this garbage steel? What if the buildings collapse? You're insane. This is murder for profit. She teleported to my side, trying to shake me. Ethan, you'll stop him, right? Lane Properties is your sweat and blood too. You won't watch it rot, will you? Justin, annoyed at being challenged, slammed the table too. Oomph. You're a minority shareholder. Why do you have to bark at me? Ms. Lane said that in her absence, I make the decisions. Sarah didn't back down. Even if Victoria were here, this would be a vote. Sarah looked confidently at me. She knew Victoria held 40%, but even if Justin used her proxy, he couldn't rule alone. Usually, I would stand with Victoria. Her 40% plus my 30% meant she never needed to care about anyone else. But now everyone knew we were enemies. I couldn't blindly support her, and certainly not Justin. Unexpectedly, I stood up and announced loudly, I support Mr. Pierce. Everyone knows Justin's judgment and big-picture thinking are the most unique and outstanding in the company. Silence fell. Even Justin looked at me in disbelief. Did the sun rise in the west? The ex-husband supporting the side-piece business? Justin thought. I continued. We are businessmen. Since BX Super Steel is cheap and good, why refuse? Since Justin and I agree, it's settled. I sealed the deal and walked out. Just as I thought, Victoria's soul was tethered to us. I saw her teleport from him to me during the meeting. Now, she was buzzing around me. Ethan, why did you agree? Go back and stop him. I beg you. Her voice was tearful, but elicited no sympathy. She betrayed us. Why should I cherish the fruits of that relationship? My assistant had already found a buyer for my stock. That was why I agreed to the switch to defective steel. After selling the stock, I severed all ties with Lane Properties and sold my own subsidiary. From then on, Victoria and I had zero commercial connection. Now I thought it's hunting season. In front of Victoria, I called a reporter I knew. Hey, Chun. Big scoop. Lane Properties is switching to substandard steel next month. Send an undercover team in. Victoria exploded. Ethan, you bastard. Do you have no nostalgia for the past? Lane Properties is your creation too. Your subsidiary rose on its shoulders. Aren't you afraid of karma? Watching her impotent rage, I hugged Chloe on the couch, watching TV. Honey, I sold the company. We'll move and open an investment firm. You'll be VP. Chloe replied. If Victoria knew, she'd jump out of her hospital bed. Thanks to her white moonlight cooperating so well. Justin is probably busy bribing inspectors right now. Hearing this, Victoria flew back to Justin. He and his brother, Jason, were plotting with evil grins. Bro, we quote 5,000 a ton, but the cost is 2,000. One project needs 10,000 tons. We make 30 million on one deal. Jason said. Justin was ecstatic. Lane Properties had 4 developments. He could pocket 100 million in one go. The buildings won't collapse, right? The steel is so cheap. Justin asked. Relax, bro. Buried in concrete, who knows? A normal house lasts 70 years. Mine lasts 30, no problem. If it collapses in 30 years, where will they find me? Who knows if Lane Properties will even exist then? Justin relaxed. He only needed to embezzle for a few years. 30 years was too long. He lived for the day. Victoria cursed him out. You animals. Risking human lives to cut corners. Justin, you better pray I don't wake up. If I do, I'm calling the police and sending you away for decades. No one heard her. The brothers hugged. Anxious, Victoria flashed back to me. Chloe and I were getting intimate on the sofa due to a steamy TV scene. Victoria rushed over to pull me away, hands passing through my body. Ethan, stop kissing. Stop. Justin Steele will kill people. Call the police. I beg you. I wasn't in a rush. I put on another show right in front of her. Time flew. Justin bribed the inspectors. Everyone held hands and marched toward money. Once the buildings were a few stories high, Chun called. Ethan, those animals are using steel that will actually kill people. My undercover guy says you can snap the rebar by throwing it on the ground. The situation was worse than I thought. I thought they just wanted money. I didn't think they'd risk mass murder. Expose it. Now, upload the videos. I'll pay to boost the traffic. I prepared my materials and reported them to the housing authority. As the undercover video went live, I poured money into promoting it. It went viral instantly. Steel that snaps when dropped. Who dares buy that house? Netizens were furious, condemning Lane Properties. Not only did the new project stall, but confidence in existing ones collapsed. Banks called in loans immediately, fearing bad debt. Lacking cash flow from sales, the group went into the red instantly. Internally, it was chaos. Externally, the housing authority announced an investigation. They chipped open the concrete. The steel could be touched but not hit. Any force snapped it. Lane Properties was ordered to halt work and rectify. Rectification meant demolition and rebuilding. That required a fortune. But the company couldn't even pay salaries. Richard Richie Banks, the guy who bought my shares, was dumbfounded. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? The shares he just bought evaporated half their value. The company was halted and payroll was frozen. But Richie was a seasoned businessman. He called a shareholder meeting to solve the problem. They decided to investigate the supply chain and prosecute. The quality control manager, Lynn, was caught. He confessed to taking bribes and implicated Justin and Jason. Jason was tough. Taken by police, he took the fall alone. Tell us, how did you and Justin get the steel in and split the money? The officer asked. Jason sneered. Don't try to trick me. I bribed the manager. I took the payment. My brother had nothing to do with it. Nothing? How did you win a bid then? Jason had a prepared answer. My bid used hyperbole. Others couldn't compete. Plus, I bribed the manager. I took the risk to win. The police were speechless. Jason was determined to go down alone. They traced the money. He went to Macau and lost 60 million gambling, lost 30 million in stocks, and 30 million in funds. Cleaned out. It was obviously money laundering, but without the cash, they were stuck. They auctioned his assets, only worth 3 million. Jason got 20 years. Before leaving, the brothers met. Jason said deeply, Bro, take care of mom and dad, and my family. Justin was moved and sad. Moved because his brother took the heat, sad because, Brother, I didn't get a penny of that dirty money. Jason smiled bitterly. He had laundered it into overseas assets for Justin later, but that was impossible now. The police would watch Justin for decades. Seeing the company failing, Justin became a host at a nightclub, hoping to snag another sugar mama. His 2 mistresses left him. Seeing the Pierce brothers' fate, Victoria stuck to me these days. She chirped like a sparrow. Ethan, I knew you wouldn't abandon me. That move was brilliant. If I weren't a ghost, I wouldn't know you, reported Jason. I hadn't noticed her behind me when I filed the report. Now you can buy back the stock. The setback is temporary. If you cover the rebuilding costs, the price will bounce back. I just smiled, thinking, save the company so you can wake up and keep your boy toy? I want Lane Properties to die. I wanted to watch it die. As time passed, the stock tanked. No investors came. Wages, debts, refunds for the unfinished houses, it all piled up. Finally, market supervision stepped in. Lane Properties declared bankruptcy. As the legal representative, Victoria's assets were seized and auctioned to pay workers and refund buyers. One day, Chloe and I were at the mall and saw Justin with a new girlfriend looking at bags. I approached deliberately so Victoria could see. She floated beside me, dejected, too tired to even curse. Yo, snag another rich lady? Good job, Justin. I patted his shoulder. He threw my hand off. Do I know you? Don't touch me. I wasn't happy. Not know me? We went in and out of the same hole together. If that doesn't make us close, what does? My comment made even the salesgirl giggle. Justin's new girlfriend looked shocked. You said I was your first love? I paid for innocence, not a gigolo. She slapped him and stormed off. Justin glared at me hatefully and chased after her. I smiled wickedly. You think I'm done with you? Dumped. Justin was depressed. It was hard to find a woman as dumb as Victoria. A graduate of a diploma mill, he had no skills, and his only work experience was bankrupting a company. Where do I get money? He howled. Just then, Roxy, his former mistress, found him. Justin, look what I brought you. Justin took the paper, confused. His joy erupted like a fountain. Accident insurance. Policyholder, Victoria Lane. Beneficiary, me. I get $100 million payout. Approximate $15 million US dollars. Roxy, where did you get this? I stole it from Ethan while he was sleeping. Justin knew what sleeping meant. Roxy was back with me because he was broke. Roxy, you suffered. Don't worry, once I get the money, I'll marry you. You'll be my queen. Justin swore. Roxy rolled her eyes internally but acted happy. I believe you, Justin. Justin immediately went to the Anywhere Insurance manager, Mitch Slick Rogers. Manager Rogers, my girlfriend Victoria bought accident insurance. She's a vegetable now. Per the policy, you need to pay me $3 million a month until the $100 million limit is reached. Mitch looked troubled but calm. Okay, Mr. Pierce. Once we verify, we will fulfill the policy. Justin felt vindicated. He was finally going to be rich. That night, he ordered models at a club, paying with credit cards. Victoria floated into the club, watching Justin in the den of debauchery, crying tears of regret. Boo-hoo. Why did I betray my husband? Why did I believe in a first love? Now the company is gone, the money is gone, and my husband has someone new. I was so stupid. Can you go cry over there? Why cry at my place? I wanted to say. The insurance people found me quickly. Mitch smiled fawningly. Mr. Cole, we learned you divorced Ms. Lane right before the crash. Was she emotional or suicidal? I glanced at him. You mean if it's suicide, you don't pay? Mitch scratched his head. Just routine questions. Victoria, hovering nearby, realized Justin had found the policy. She screamed, Manager Rogers, don't pay him. It's forged. I made my parents the beneficiaries, not Justin. Not him. But Mitch couldn't hear her. I said, Mitch, paying that much money. Your life will be hard, right? Insurance companies are like that. Sign a deal? Hero. Pay a claim? Zero. If you lose money, you're useless. Mitch's face turned red. Business has ups and downs. Integrity matters. You're a good man, Mitch. I can't let a good man suffer. Take this. Watch it later. I stuffed a USB drive in his pocket. Mitch patted his pocket and nodded, getting up to leave. Mitch, I called out. Insurance fraud, especially this size. That carries a heavy sentence, right? Mitch paused. Absolutely. Back at the office, Mitch checked the drive. It was a video. A close-up of the original policy, then a masked man burning it to ashes. Mitch was ecstatic. I knew it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. With that settled, I focused on my wedding with Chloe. Chloe was happy and dragged me to the Serenity Peak Spiritual Center to get prayer beads too. I clutched Victoria's bead. Time to end this. The center was on a mountaintop. We arrived early. The morning sun bathed the temple in a mystical glow. Master Xenon stood at the gate. Blessings. You have been well, donors. Master, you knew I was coming? Not just you. All of you. He looked at the sky behind me. I turned. Victoria was floating there. I acted confused. What do you mean? No need to pretend. Your karma started here, and it ends here. Master Xenon put his palms together. Victoria was excited. Master, you can see me. He bowed to her. Ms. Lane, I can see you. Save me. Save me. Xenon smiled silently and gestured for us to enter a meditation room. Let the three of you settle your karma here today. He took the bead from me, placed it on a candle stand, and chanted, Wandering souls, fated ones, lay down your anger. Let the light reveal the form. His robes fluttered without wind. The bead glowed gold. We clearly saw a faint red thread connecting the bead and Victoria. Chloe gasped. Ethan, let's start over. Victoria said. Chloe stepped in front of me. Start over? You're dead. I'm Ethan's future. Donors, do not argue. Master Xenon smiled. Ms. Lane, your life is gone, held only by this thread. Cut the thread, and you may return to life. Smash the bead, and you die, but you form a karmic bond for the next life. Choose. He handed Victoria a pair of scissors. She looked pained. If I choose love, I die. What about my parents? If I choose life, I lose the love, and I can't bear to lose Ethan. Everyone held their breath. Chloe squeezed my hand. Hers was ice cold. While Victoria hesitated, I let go of Chloe's hand and moved quietly toward Victoria. While she wavered, I snatched the scissors. Snip! The thread snapped. Ethan, you. Victoria pointed at me. Before she could finish, a massive force pulled her backward. She tried to grab me, but I dodged. Like someone falling into a vortex, she flailed, flying further and further away. Oh ho ho, you have great wisdom, Xenon laughed. He handed me the bead. This bead is now masterless. Do you wish to continue its bond? I wanted to refuse, but Chloe took it. Yes, a bond blessed by this bead? Why would I say no? Good. I shall bind you, Xenon chanted. Lotus in bloom. Karma is true. Hearts pure as dust. Love renewed. The bead glowed brighter, enveloping us. The last bond was ended by a wish from the male donor. Let the female donor make a wish to bind this one. Chloe clasped her hands, eyes closed. I wish for Ethan to be loyal and grow old with me. If he betrays me, let him be impotent for life, and may his balls explode. Oathbound. Bead returns. Even Master Xenon almost broke character at such a hardcore wish. He handed the bead to Chloe. Miss, you're all set. Chloe accepted it with a smirk and gave me a warning glare. No, Ethan, no. Victoria screamed, waking up in her hospital bed. Her parents were overjoyed. They thought she was a vegetable, but she had resurrected. Daughter, you're awake. We thought you'd be in bed forever. Mrs. Lane cried. Victoria took a moment, then dressed and furiously dialed Justin. Hey, Justin, you bastard. Beep, beep, beep. She barely got a word out before he hung up. On the other end, Justin cursed. Damn it, if you're dead, go to hell. Why call me? Victoria called Mitch. Mitch saw the caller ID. Holy crap, a ghost. He hung up too. Bastards. They think I'm dead. Victoria raged. She tried to drive to the insurance company, but her car had been auctioned. She tried to call an Uber, but her accounts were frozen. Storming out, she had to storm back in. Mom, give me $10. Mrs. Lane smiled. You look just like when you were little asking for allowance. Victoria took the bus to the insurance company, only to see Justin being dragged out by 2 cops. Justin saw her and yelled, Officer, look, my girlfriend is here. I didn't commit fraud. The cop glared. You still say no fraud? You said she was a vegetable. A vegetable is visiting you. Justin froze. Right? Aren't you a vegetable? Victoria froze too. Why was he being arrested? Before she could curse him out, the police car drove off. Inside, Mitch was bragging. See, I saved the company $100 million. Try making me pay out now. Is that so, Mitch? Victoria said coldly. Mitch turned. Human or ghost? Victoria sneered. I won't ask for the payout, but you should refund the premiums, right? They settled on a 50% refund. With $1 million in hand, Victoria announced her return to real estate. Using her old reputation, she pulled in investors, including Richie Banks. The day Lane Properties reopened was my wedding day. Victoria rushed to the venue after her ribbon cutting, but security stopped her, handing her a bag. Ms. Lane, Mr. Cole asked us to give this to you. It was heavy. Inside was gold. A note lay in the middle. Let's leave each other some dignity. Victoria cried. It was the last dignity I gave her. 5 years later, due to the market crash, Lane Properties went bankrupt again. Just like our fate, it had reached its end. Justin got 20 years for fraud and forgery, bunking with his brother Jason. Chloe and I were happy. Visiting our old college, we bumped into Victoria. We had all let go. Grab a bite? We asked in unison. We treated her to barbecue at a street stand. We ate happily. When paying, Victoria and I fought for the bill. The owner said, back then, you two fought like this to pay, and it cost me my fortune. We looked at the soot-stained face. It was Richie Banks. We all said in unison, Mr. Banks. Story complete.